Hello, I'm Ross Twiddell from Cultaholic. You are a sexual wank pheasant, and welcome to all these WTF moments from last night's Monday Night Raw. But before we get going, if you want one of these lovely t-shirts or one of those designs up there, aren't they so cool, guys? But they actually really are cool, aren't they? Head over to prowrestlingtees.com/Cultaholic. But as for last night's Raw, as we're on this big old bloody pirate ship on a body of water heading towards WrestleMania, the conditions varied, and that changed how the boat went through the night and whatnot. So we started off with the wind right in the sails. The boat was going along at 50 to 60 miles an hour. It was like there was one of those storms happening at the start of last night's Raw, that storm being Storm Claymore. Because Drew, but that bit was good. Then we went through a long old bloody period where the wind stopped and the ship was just going along very, very slowly. Not much was happening indeed until we got to the final segment of the night, and Storm Randy is a bastard. Whoa, that shit went flying again. So last night's Raw was an average sandwich, a good slice of bread, an average filling. It was a ham sandwich, we'll say, and then a good bit of bread to top and tail the night. Hit the bloody intro. WTF! So at the start of the show, we learned that tag team match there between those four men was a now or never match. It's now or never for the Street Profits. They can either win the Raw Tag Team titles or lose and never ever get a shot at those titles again. And I don't know about you, but I think that's a bit harsh. This is because, of course, we live in a world where the likes of Humberto Carrillo get so many shots. Roman Reigns gets so many title shots. The only people with more shots in this world than Humberto and the big dog is LMFAO featuring Lil Jon. Haha. Yes, this might have been the Street Profits' fourth shot at the Raw Tag Team Championships in a little bit over 3 months, but this stipulation seems really harsh. They're so young, man, and they've still got so much to live for. Still, Brock Lesnar has missed like 2 episodes of Raw so far in 2020, and we're in the 3rd pissing month of it now. New year, new me, tee-hee. He might have said somewhere along the line. We can't confirm or deny it at this stage. So then we have a direct quote from that's Paul Heyman in English, when he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, the main event of WrestleMania is a sham." And I don't know about you at home, but my immediate thought was Roman versus Goldberg is the main event of WrestleMania. I thought it would have been nailed on to be Drew versus Brock, but it would appear not. And then we have Eyeball Paul saying massacred 15 consecutive top stars in the WWE at the Royal Rumble. And I get it, of course. Paul Heyman fancies his biological son Brock Lesnar that much he'll talk endless bollocks about him. But first of all, Paul, we all saw Brock Lesnar with our own eyes eliminate 13 superstars at the Royal Rumble, and also you said top stars, and those 13 men included the likes of Rowan, Bobby Roode, and Shelton Benjamin, and MVP. Are they really top stars in the WWE in the realms of kayfabe, of course, as we're stood here in the year 2020? I don't think so. Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men. Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men. Get the belt! Oh, isn't that so wholesome? Despite the fact Brock Lesnar should have been knocked out after taking 12 Claymore kicks right to the face, he still wanted Drew McIntyre to lift up his title belt and all the semantics that goes along with that. Brock Lesnar, it's clear, is invested in this rivalry and wants to make Drew McIntyre a star, and quite frankly, strap me in, lather me up in butter, I'm ready for the ride. We have been working years to get this spot and a shot at the Raw Tag Team Championship, said Big Old Tez, Big Terry Ford. But as I said earlier in this very video, 4th title shot in less than 3 months. Big Terry, you've been there before. And then we have Angelo Dawkins, the useless prick. We'll go with it, why not? Where he said, when the pressure's on, we cook. And you must burn everything. That's what he should have said, because as we all know, and I don't want to keep harping on it, but they keep doing things that seem to suggest they are forgetting about all the title shots the Street Profits have had in the not too distant past. 4th title shot in less than 3 months, man. Which means, of course, Angelo Dawkins, when the pressure has been on 3 times before and you've done some cooking, you've failed. I mean, to be fair, of course, I kind of cook to save me life, so pot noodle sandwiches for everyone.
Yep, I wrong, yep, I wrong.
And then we have Byron Saxton saying you lose those titles, you lose the platform to tell everyone how to live their lives. He was saying this, of course, about Seth Rollins. Now, we all know Byron Saxton just loves Class A drugs. So maybe, with everything inside of his head impaired by the Class A drugs, we should leave his potential WTF moments alone. Or we could just call out his bollocks when we see them. But surely Byron Saxton's logic here is off. If Seth Rollins loses the Raw Tag Team titles, that means Paul Heyman et al., which means and other people, are going to stop letting him cut promos on Raw. He was the Monday Night Messiah before those titles, and he will be the Monday Night Messiah after those titles. So shut up, Saxton, he might say. You'll be hearing from my lawyers. And there I was, living my life thinking automatic rematch clauses in WWE had been scrapped. I guess they must be back because the Monday Night Messiah, he doesn't ask, he just takes. And I don't know about you, but I was wondering when Bray Wyatt could have his automatic rematch so he could right the wrong that happened in Saudi Arabia. Oh, of course I'm forgetting something out there. Bray Wyatt just doesn't care about that big title he held for months on end, does he? Oh, when I get my hands on Kevin Owens, he will be crucified. That's the second time they've blatantly alluded to a crucifixion involving Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens on Monday Night Raw, and they cannot be going down the road we think they're going down, can they? They cannot be going down the ACW route, can they? They cannot be going to do a live crucifixion in the ring at WrestleMania with Kevin Owens, can they? Or with Rollins or anybody, a crucifixion in the ring at WrestleMania. Could you imagine? They wouldn't, would they? They might. Oh. So then we learned a huge scoop on last night's Raw that Trevor versus Riddick Moss was for the 24/7 championship. And I don't know about you, but they might as well have told us more groundbreaking facts, like Riddick Moss's first name starts with an R, or Trevor Ricochet has no hair on his head apart from the chin bit. That title is supposed to be on the line to anyone who wants it any hour of the week, 24/7. Why did that stop? It's just sad, isn't it? It was a great idea for a title, and at the start it was good, but then we saw the same thing every week, until we get to now, and the 24/7 title is no longer a 24/7 title. It's just a title they have clearly stopped caring about, in which case, just get rid. And then Riddick Moss, he beat Ricochet clean, and Trevor, quite frankly, it's time to go home, son. I mean, who knows? We could be on the brink of seeing a massive push up the card for Riddick Moss, who, of course, was in NXT for about 25 years, but was never really used on television for any prolonged period of time, proving that Triple H and Prince Albert and everybody in NXT didn't see anything in him. Maybe. But still, Ricochet not only being taken to a competitive match by Riddick Moss, but also getting beaten clean by Riddick Moss is a sentence I did not expect to say when I got out of bed this morning. And when you think about it, Santa Claus held the 24/7 title. Trevor couldn't get it. But now it's time for this.
Wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank. Wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank.
Hello and welcome back to Wankety Wank, the section of WTF Moments where you, a sexual wank fezod, tell me something I've missed from an episode of television that we all watched together, and I'll give you the credit just in case it's wrong. Thank you to Guardian_Prinny for pointing this out. I'll take your word for it because I don't know anything about the NFL. I should be out here with my beautiful trophy, said AJ Styles. And after a split second of deliberation, I realised, he must be talking about Gallows and Anderson's best tag team in the world trophy thing. Because quite frankly, he could not have been talking about that block of frozen piss and or wibble wobble jelly.
Yep, I wrong, yep, I wrong.
Direct quote from Byron Saxton once again when he says Undertaker didn't even remove his coat or jacket at Super Showdown. And I, for one, Byron Saxton, I'm shocked that The Undertaker would even consider wearing multiple layers to keep the heat in, because he's a dead man already, isn't he? be called all the time. More contract bollocks on WWE TV. Yes, after last week's SmackDown and Sami Zayn's doodles having more clout than a legally binding written out contract, AJ Styles was back with some more contract bollocks on Raw. As we all know, WWE superstars have to sign contracts before their matches. Some of these contract signings take place in the ring and now whatever goes wrong, but most take place backstage, because admin is boring. But Alan Styles claimed Aleister Black didn't read the contract for their match because he missed the part where the contract said to face AJ Styles first, Aleister Black would have to beat Karl Anderson, then Luke Gallows, a gauntlet match ting. But it would turn out the powers that be at WWE didn't read the contract either, because before last night's Raw, they were promoting AJ Styles versus Aleister Black. No Anderson, no Gallows involved. But after so many broken promises every single bastard week, we should really expect this kind of bollocks from those immoral bastards called the WWE. But surely we are not living in a world where a living, breathing adult man with working eyes and a working brain called Aleister Black signs a contract without reading it, and on top of that, just accepts AJ Styles' terms and stipulations without even going, oh look at this contract here, where are they? I guess it kind of makes sense in Aleister Black's gimmick these days of wanting to pick a fight with every single person in WWE, but why would he just accept what AJ Styles is doing? So yeah, I guess it kind of made sense, but the general concept of this contract-related thing once again on a WWE show made no sense whatsoever, did it? Now earlier in the night, Jerry Lawler got it right when he said AJ Styles versus Aleister Black would be the first time ever those two would have a singles match in a WWE ring. But then Tom Phillips swooped in and face fornicated everything in sight when he claimed this would be the first time those two lads would have a singles match ever. So you know where I'm going, don't you? I'm going to WXW World Tag Team Tournament 2015, Day 3 on the 4th of October 2015 at the Steffi in Oberhausen, Nordenhain, Westfalen, Germany. AJ Styles defeats Tommy End, who is the same man as Aleister Black, so there, aye. Plenty of shenanigans, so I don't mind this one bit, but we still have to make Aleister Black's first pinfall loss on the main roster, and for a very long time in general, a WTF moment. But at least he got one of those automatic rematch thingies that definitely don't exist in WWE anymore. Yes, Sunday at Elimination Chamber we'll see AJ Styles take on Aleister Black in a no disqualification match, which will obviously end via one of two routes, but both resulting in an Aleister Black win via DQ. Taker turns up or the OC gets involved. Take your pick. Black Tom came into our lives thrusting his hips towards our heads when he said Ruby Riott had been gone for 8 months and attacked Lana that night on Raw. Wrong blonde lady, Tom Phillips. It was Liv Morgan. She hoofed right in the head. Still a load of crap though, wasn't it? What does that even mean? Why is it significant? You know those moments that make you roll your eyes right into the back of your head like The Undertaker, who has just sniffed a really strong marker pen? That was one of them. Months we've been waiting to find out just what the hell was inside of Erick Rowan's cage thingy, and last night we finally found out. No Way Jose was so politeful, he said, Eric, what's in your box, man? Tell us what's in your box, you bastard. Erick Rowan said to No Way Jose, thanks for being so kind and polite. Here you go. And it turns out that Erick Rowan has been on Wish.com, or he's been down to the gadget shop in the Metro Centre that might have closed its doors back in 2003 or something, I don't know. And he whapped out a big spider. It wasn't a realistic looking spider, it was a big, goofy, robotic spider that wasn't scary in the slightest, unless of course you are a WWE superstar or a member of No Way Jose's Ho Train. Over the past few weeks we're thinking, wow, this must be something gnarly because it's made people bleed. It's made grown men like Mojo Rawley scream and run away, but no, it's a big bloody robotic spider. Now I can let them off with the robotic side of things if this thing Erick Rowan got out of his cage was actually scary. But it's not. It looks soft and cuddly. I'd love to pet his lovely spider. But we're getting into that dangerous territory where big, scary man Erick Rowan is going to pretend this clearly mechanical, fuzzy, lovely spider is a real spider, and we're going to be sat there, no Eric, it's clearly not. You're a stupid man with a stupid spider. What a load of crap this was, quite frankly, but at least the silver lining to this lovely, fuzzy, mechanical spider is the fact that what was inside that cage wasn't Hornswoggle. I was scared it was going to be Hornswoggle, because as we all know, Hornswoggle ruins everything. Once again, they promote one thing, but they give us something else, and still it's a load of bollocks, isn't it? Why don't they stop? Imagine if you tuned into Raw specifically to see Shayna Baszler versus Asuka, the two greatest NXT Women's Champions of all time. A potential dream match, some might say. I mean, we all know why they cancelled that match, because obviously, one of Asuka versus Shayna Baszler just can't be losing a match on a throwaway Raw. This is a big pay-per-view match if we've ever seen one, but that begs the question, who in their right mind promoted this match to begin with and then decided to take this match away from us? Presumably, I've read nothing that suggests the injury Asuka got is real. Why give her a crappy wrist injury? They've panicked and it's crap. Remember when Christian, back in like 2001-ish, were dressed like that? First of all, to make himself look like a complete twat, and second of all, to make you hate him more because he looked like a complete twat, yet you would think he looked really cool. Becky. That's the vibes I'm getting from her there, and from the bags of money to the shamelessly breaking of the law with that ambulance a few weeks ago, and now to this, where she doesn't seem to acknowledge she looks like a massive twat. She's becoming really, really unlikable. And quite frankly, we're getting to the stage now where I want to see Shayna Baszler tear her head off. And they aren't doing that, are they? Is that what they're doing? Seriously, once upon a time, we had the organic rise of Becky Lynch. It was undeniable. But now, I just don't like her. Do you like her? Let me know. Is it just me?
Yep, I wrong. Yep, I wrong.
New direct quote from Byron Saxton, this time when he said a lot of superstars will be concerned with the factor of the unknown when it comes to Mae Young Classic finalist and two-time NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. Logic, Byron. Bin it. So then we have this really unlikable Becky Lynch character saying, I haven't got me wrestling boots on there, Shayna, but I'll fight you. She was sat there, or stood there, behind the commentary table. Shayna was on the ramp. Did Becky walk down the ramp and take on Shayna? Did she? Bollocks. Remember, Shayna Baszler bit a hole in Becky Lynch's neck. Becky Lynch has said ever since, how Shayna, I want to get my hands on you. Never mind you getting your hands on me. You had your chance there, Becky, to go and do what you've been saying for the past few weeks, but you stood there and looked like a tit and sounded like a tit. What are you why are they killing her? I don't, No, Ronald Mysterious Humberto is not the type of competitor that no matter how many times you knock him down, he keeps on getting back up. He's the type of competitor who loses, apart from this week, every single other week, yet WWE continue to book him like a babyface who would win all the weeks. He's out-wrestled by heels every single bloody time he gets in the ring, but he keeps coming back and they keep doing the same thing. It's really confusing. And what's worse, I know he won on Raw this week, but we can forget about that. He's had 25,000 shots at the US title and he's lost them all. He's going to get one on Sunday, though. Once an edgehead, always an edgehead. That was nice, wasn't it? A nice touch. But as for that ending segment on last night's Raw, perfection. What else can you say? Randy Orton, this is a sentence to come out my mouth. Randy Orton is the single most captivating superstar in WWE today. Prove me wrong. I don't think you can. Ta-da.